Live from the City of Angels here on this Tuesday afternoon, we are going to watch the Dune 3 trailer live. This is my first look at it. I have waited until this moment. I want to share it with you because I know you've been waiting with bated breath. What is Weber going to say about Dune 3? Here we go. Let's find out. Cue it up, get ready, and then I'll take some comments and we'll talk about this film going up against Doomsday at Christmas time. That'll be wild. We'll discuss all of that in moments. Here comes Dune 3.
If we have a girl, what will we name her?
Her name should be Ganima. She would need to be strong, like her mother.
Okay, here's what I know so far. This is obviously Dune Messiah, the third of Denis Dune films. When you look at this, it's going to be a hard adaptation by everyone's accounting of what Dune Messiah is. Now, listen, I am not the number one legend-telling person about this film as far as the actual books, right? When you look at the lore, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the adaptation. Does it work as its own property? And I guess it's going to be tough, but quickly on this, 17 years later is apparently where we are. Also, new cinematographer here, Linus Sandgren, who worked with Damien Chazelle in pretty much all of his films, and now he is on this. Greg Fraser is doing Project Hail Mary, which of course comes out this week. We'll have that coming up tomorrow. Actually, make that Thursday night. I'll have that reaction and that evaluation, but we'll continue here just to paint the picture.
What if it's a boy?
I would name him Leto. So he would have the wisdom of his grandfather.
So just listen, I'm going to pause a few times here because there's a lot to discuss. Okay, so when we talk about a Dune 3, we're continuing. I'm just going to just break in. You're talking about a film that has a $200 million plus budget because remember the last one was like 190. So the more that you make a film, right, every sequel gets more and more cash because you're talking about the cost, because you're talking about the stars all demand more money because now we're on to the third one. So this is going to be the most expensive one. And I think it's important to note that the break-even mark is going to be even harder to get to this time around. We continue.
War feeds on itself.
You're not seeing any loss of cinematography power here when you look at a Sandgren versus a Fraser. That's clear from right here. I mean, Sandgren just got done with, what's the last one we just did? I mean, it was something that just came out. So he's really ascending quickly in the realm of cinematographer greats. I mean, Fraser's way up there, obviously, if not the number one current when you talk about a guy who's still kind of in his prime right now. And now you got Sandgren, and we continue.
The more I fight, the more our enemies fight back.
It's Wuthering Heights, by the way. Wuthering Heights, that's what it is. Oh, there he is, Robert Pattinson. Warner Brothers' favorite actor. Can we just pause for a second and talk about him? You talk about the Batman, you talk about Mickey 17, you talk about Dune 3. Warner Brothers is in business big time with our Pat. And here he is. He's a shape-shifting villain this time around because Austin Butler's gone, right? He died in 2. Honestly, you guys know how I feel. Dune 1's better than Dune 2. It just is. Sorry, guys. It is.
Family. How did Father do it?
Your father never started a war.
Miss Gorgeous. Oh, just drop dead. Isn't she Rebecca Ferguson? Just, my heart stops. Literally, help! Get me those shock things. It's Rebecca Ferguson. Gorgeous shot. And you tell her territory. good. He died, right? I mean, I understand that it's sci-fi. I'm just telling you that Momoa add so much to that first film. You talk about Momoa, and you talk about Brolin, and you talk about Oscar Isaac. Those three are primarily, I would say, the biggest factors in why one's better than two. I mean, the single greatest thing that's better than one than two, it's the first time in the world. Now we've been here 3 times, so you just lose the magic slightly. It just, guys, come on, everyone knows that. Now, when you talk about a trilogy and the best of the trilogy, it's Lord of the Rings 2, right? 2 Towers, by far, it's not even a contest. 2, 3, 1 on Lord of the Rings.
Afraid to die.
Oh, he's got a shaved head. Maybe this will get all the kids to stop with that broccoli haircut. Do you think this could actually get that done? Do you see? We're not done, but I just want to get a like right now. Is there anybody who can do this live? I've not seen a second of this, and be able to quickly throw in things like broccoli-haired kids get buzzes. No, that's why you watch MMT here on a Tuesday afternoon.
But I must not die. Yet.
I mean, listen, here's the thing, right? We're talking about a film that is 200 million plus. Let's just talk about budget, right? When you talk about profitability, you're looking at least 500+ million, okay? You look at Dune 2, and that film made 700+ million worldwide. Dune 1 was 400+ million worldwide. Remember, that was day and date. That was during the COVID hysteria. So that would go higher if not for all of that. But 2 was at 700, so it made Warner Brothers some money. And I think there was a little bit of a holding pattern on 3 because they were like, listen, this is another big expense. Do we want to do it? I think if at least you're going to break even, why not? I don't see how this doesn't get to at least 700 million given the now preponderance of we have to see this in IMAX and the PLFs and the Screen X's that now is at AMC Burbank. Can't wait to see my first movie on Screen X. All of those premium formats, the Dolbys, the Primes, the RDX, the 40X, right? All those things. That's what a Dune specializes in. So, when we talk about Dune 3, we also talk about that release date of 12/18, okay? That is the same day as Doomsday. And some of you are like, we should not be doing that, going head to head with another film that's very similar. Well, remember, guys, listen, it's the Christmas corridor. How many times do I have to sing this song for you? At the end of the day, the Christmas corridor lifts every single ship. Big time. Marty Supreme, out of nowhere, is like 200 million worldwide. I didn't even realize. I thought it was more like about 110. So it shows you how quickly these films stack cash. So I have no problem with Dune and Doomsday. It will be a boon for theaters if they can get to the end of the year, because we've had some really rough weekends. And, I wish they were a little spaced out. But again, you're talking about the Christmas quarter. I don't have a problem with that. You talk about the addition of Robert Pattinson. Obviously, for me, that's a benefit as long as he's not doing some weird accent like he tried in Mickey 17. Oh, Mickey fucking 17. Ugh. But as an overall guy who takes risks, I go back to a film like The Rover from A24 back in 2014. You start to see that guy. He's just a weird dude. And I like some of his choices. Not all of them, but at least he makes a choice. I'll give him that. So I think we're looking at a film that should be able to get to another 700 million. And then you're looking at a Christmas corridor smash along with Doomsday. But again, my concern for this really comes down to, can theaters get here? On a side note, right? We're talking about Dune 3. We're doing a trailer reaction, and this is just a mini MMT here on this Tuesday afternoon because I'm off to the gym. I literally jumped in, do this, and I'm off to the gym because here's the thing, is that it's all about theaters in trouble, right? You guys know that. You're seeing them close everywhere. And we need to have these kind of films come in once a month. Okay, you're looking at Project Hail Mary this weekend that should be about 60+ million. That's great. Again, that reaction's coming up that MMT evaluation on Thursday night, but we need more of this. So my concern, okay, on Dune 3 is that it's stacked at the end of the year, and I don't know if some theaters can get there. You need to have some food fed to you that is appetizing for these theaters to make it. So that's my concern. A couple of emails, or not emails, we're doing emails here. A couple of comments here on this Tuesday, and then I'm out of here. On this St. Patrick's Day, look, I've got the green-ish thing going on, even though I picked orange for Dune. It just makes sense, right? But I hope you're having a safe one out there. Some comments, is Dune really in the cultural zeitgeist, the Green Henry show? I mean, it's a good question. It's clearly enough when you're talking about a $700 million worldwide film. It's not Star Wars, okay? It's not that large. It's not even a Jurassic Park, although this was pretty close to the last Jurassic Park as far as cash on a global scale. So, yeah, no, it is not. You know, the younger kids, I think, are drawn in, and some of you don't want to admit this, by Timothée Chalamet. And his clearly was a big driver, his involvement in Marty Supreme. If he's not in Marty Supreme, the film does not do $200 million worldwide. So we can argue Chalamet as an actor. I think his best work is Marty Supreme, but I think when you talk about his importance to Dune, it's understated. And that will help this. I think he's definitely played out at this point. I need to see Chalamet disappear for a long time, like from now until Dune. I think he needs to go like the hedgehog, like the groundhog, underground, and disappear for a while and come back when this film's out. Starting this weekend, theaters are going to be full throttle weekend after weekend. I hope so. You know, Safik, we said that so often about a lot of these things, but I just don't know. I have no guarantees anymore with a lot of these things. I mean, some people thought The Bride was going to do well. We all knew better, but there are some, okay? So I am definitely a lot more skeptical on some of these things. But I think Project Hail Mary should do very well this weekend. I do not like how they rolled this film out. We talk about that how often here, and we'll definitely hammer that on Thursday night. I plan to drag Amazon extensively on Thursday night. This is not the time or place, but I'm just going to make it short and sweet. They fucked that thing up bad. The fact they screened this months ago, wow, what a dumb fucking decision, if I can be as frank as possible. You do not screen a movie a month and a half, 2 months early to build hype for a film that doesn't open for another 2 months. It's just, I don't even understand the mindset. I mean, I tried to get Lord Miller to answer on Twitter. They don't want to talk about it. I'd love to discuss it with them. Are people, they need to be told that far out in advance? I want people to be talking about this film for the first time last weekend. That's it, last weekend. Not before. I want them just feverishly discussing this film starting now. So, yeah, I don't love that. But we'll talk about that on Thursday night. By the way, quickly I was going to do it last night, right? I told you I was going to see Project Hail Mary, the early screenings, but truth be told, I'm not in the right space last night. I was tired. I think it's very important, and we'll discuss this again on Thursday, but I just want to just touch on it, that you're in the right headspace for a film. So many times people just go and you're not ready. You're not in the mood, okay? Hey, I'm moody. Can you tell if you watched this channel before? But look, I was not in the mood. I'm in the mood. I'm now going to go like almost 5 days without seeing a film. I will be dialed in for Project Hail Mary on Thursday night. Do not worry about that. That's my number one concern. So that's done. I'm excited about that. We will definitely be discussing that film on Thursday. Any other comments, we'll get to them, and otherwise I'm out of here. It's a nice short stream, like 15 minutes. That's a record for us. Amari, these films are always sort of seen on IMAX. I mean, that's what Warner Brothers is praying for here, and that's the plan. The only issue is, right, when you have a Doomsday and Dune 3, you're talking about two films that command the IMAX. So I almost think it's to the theaters and the studio's benefit if they split it, okay? I think Dune is more of an IMAX film than Doomsday, right? Because it's going to be shot in IMAX. It's Denis. That's a big deal. It's not the Russo brothers, even though I don't think the Russo brothers do poorly when they work with Marvel. Okay, but, right, so let's assume that Dune gets IMAX, and then Doomsday gets Dolby Prime. That's how you'd split that if you're AMC. Don't ask me about Regal and Cinemark, all that. But really, IMAX goes there. But if they want to do a split, I don't have a problem with that. Stagger them. Dune, Doomsday. Dune, Doomsday. Each of you get four screens. If there's 5, throw a coin in the air. That's the thing is, right? I would love to be able to handle this shit. I would be the ultimate arbiter of figuring this shit out, because I'm telling you what, I just get everyone in the room and say, here's what we're going to do. We're going to stagger the release. You're going to get, so here today, on Friday, you're going to get 2, 5, and 9. On Saturday, you're going to get, we assume they start at, let's say 12. You get 12, 3, 5, and 7. Obviously they're longer, right? Doomsday's going to be longer. I'm just saying, one day, Saturday and Friday, we flip and one gets one less. You see what? Oh God, I can't believe I have to sit here on a fucking YouTube/X stream and do shit that these big time film bosses over there, the studio heads, they just watch. They steal my shit. It just gets old. One more comment and then we're getting out of here. And then I'm going to show you guys something that's really cool. Project Hail Mary, Mario, Michael, Devil. Yeah, you're right. This is good. Sodfic, thanks for reminding me. I would agree that these are all, like, Mario's a guarantee. Michael, pretty much. Devil Wears Prada, I never saw the first, as you guys know, but I understand it's big. Okay, so yeah, to your point, fair. I'll cede you that, CEDE. Here we go. By the way, this is our sneak peek for Thursday night. I don't want everyone to get too excited. Here it comes. This is our... Get ready. I spent some time today making this. Here it is, everybody. Here is the MMT unveil for Thursday night. Look. Oh, my God. Weber outdid himself. I want some love right now, and you'll be back Thursday for this background, which will be here for Project Hail Mary. If you don't know why, go look at the logo. I nailed it, baby. Not only am I the creative genius, I am also the #1 film pundit in the universe, and that's it for MMT on this Tuesday. Peace out, live from LA. I'll see you back here on